good to have all of you here. We are got a distinguished panelist over here that I'm not going to take any more of their time. Leading off is Kathryn Strong, president of the Gallatin Club. She came in, I said she was leaning a little bit to one side because of all the hardware she just received the last hour and a half. So I want to introduce the panelists, and then if you would save your questions till the end. I'm going to ask each one to speak for about 15 minutes. Right at 15 minutes. After Kathryn, Al Adams with the Franklin Club will speak, and then after Al, Past President Glenn Vanderbilt will speak. So, Kathryn, if you'll get us started. It's nice to have you doing this.
All
We
right,
appreciate
what do you want me to do? You want me to stay right here? Come over there?
Anywhere you desire.
All right, I'm just going to stay right here. I will help us make up some time because I don't think I have 15 minutes to talk to you all. I'm with the Gallatin Club. We have between 85 and 90 members. You know how that goes. So I guess we are considered a large club. We have a few fundraisers during the year. Our main fundraiser is a dinner and auction. We held that in the second Saturday of November every year. We've been doing this for about 10 years now. The funds from that are used for our Christmas for Kids program, like Dan just talked about, where we take about between 130 and 150 kids shopping at Walmart the Saturday before Christmas. That is the main purpose of that fundraiser. We also use it to fund scholarships to vocational students. We fund scholarships for Volunteer State Community College, and we use it for other areas in which we donate. We contribute to the Dictionary Project. We contribute to the Salva Center, to lots of the little stuff that pops up around town that makes a big difference to them. But, we are up to close to $50,000 that we raise at our dinner and auction. We started out around $30,000, and when we first started doing the auction, and then now we're up to, last year we raised about $46,500. We do it through a live auction and a silent auction. The live auction is it brings in the most money. It's our biggest ticket items. Generally, we have a threshold that we set each year. We start planning about 2 to 3 months out. We start talking about it in the club as early as now, trying to get people to bring in auction items. Obviously, many of them won't bring them in until the week before the auction actually takes place.
Day of.
And the day of. And if anyone has any recommendations on how to overcome that, we would love to hear that. But we have a couple months before the auction of steady weekly meetings that our auction committee gets together and meets on a weekly basis. And during those, we actually maintain a list of previous donors, previous people that have attended and spend a lot of money at the auction, because we want to make sure that we continue to invite them. We continue to go after the same people for the same items that brought a lot of money, as well as getting new items and more items that we can advertise, big ticket items. So we collect the items from the members mostly, and members generally go out in the community, or they themselves or their business donate the items. We have everything in the live auction, from trips to the beach. This year we had a private plane ride to Knoxville for a UT game that'll happen this fall with seats. At a UT game, we have handmade furniture. We're very fortunate to have a member of our community that hand makes some beautiful furniture that he donates multiple pieces every year. Titans tickets, loads of gravel, guns. The gun stores have gotten involved, local gun stores, to allow us to auction off guns, and just anything you can think of. Generally, we have about $100 or $200 limit as to how we divide things between the silent auction and the live auction. So if anything is valued over, I believe we did, was it 200 this past year, Chuck, that we bumped it up to 200, was everything in the live auction. Anything below 200 went to the silent auction. We have a couple of auctioneers in our club that volunteer to do that for us. We host it at a a local church in town, St. John Vianney, and we have a steak dinner that people come and they have a steak dinner, and we require each of our members to sell 3 tickets, and that's how we get the tickets out. And they pay for them. The members pay for them whether they sell them or not. And they're $50 a ticket, and each ticket admits 2 people. So it's really only $25 a person to come, which I think is pretty reasonable. And we try to be really good about the club. If we have some members that are having a hard time selling their tickets, we hook them up with other members that sell more than their 3 tickets. We try to do that. I think more and more Rotarians are themselves are having their businesses pay for their tickets and just giving them to people that they know will come and spend money, because we really try to push that. You know, don't just give it to somebody you know is going to come and not buy anything. Hopefully we get the tickets in the hands of people that will come and spend money. And we have we've gotten up to about 325 people that attend the auction, and that's about our max without us having to find a new location. So we really are not at this point trying to figure out how to make it bigger. We're just trying to make the items better so that they can bring more money. We also get sponsors from the community. A lot of banks generally is who we hit up first. We have 3 different levels of sponsorship where they get recognition. This year we were fortunate enough, we had all of our alcohol donated, and so we had an open bar, and that worked out well. I think next year we'll put our,
Grease the wheel.
yeah,
That's why you got
get in there
46
early,
grand.
get the liquor in them, and then do the live auction afterwards. We find people spend a lot more money like that. Our expenses generally, just to give you all an idea, we raised about $46,500, and our expenses totaled about $3,500. So it's really not a huge expense. Now, some part of that is because our food from year to year sometimes is donated or greatly reduced. One of the members of our club is the owner of a nursing home, and they handle the food for us, and the food is always wonderful. And usually several months after the auction is done and over, she will say, don't worry about it, we've had a good year, the food is donated. That is a huge expense that a lot of times, but we never know from year to year if that's going to be the case. This past year we were very fortunate that she did donate it, but oftentimes she greatly reduces that cost. And obviously we have a cost to the facility. We didn't have any outside costs for the liquor this year either, but we do have the license. We have cash giveaways throughout. We do pay the furniture that is made by the individual in our club. We sometimes pay to have some detail finished on it. We make a donation to the Interact Club, the local Interact Club. I believe it's actually the Station Camp Interact Club that, what do we make it? No, the Gallatin Interact Club. Did both clubs help us? Both clubs helped us. And we make a donation to the Interact Club for their high school students coming, and they're the servers at the event, and that works out well. And we've talked about, this year we had our centerpiece donated. We've also talked about getting with the local high schools, because high schools now have all different kinds of classes. It's so different than when I was in high school, but they have like a floral class. And we've talked to them about, having them make the centerpieces, so it would be a good class project for them and help us and take some expense off. We pay the kitchen, we rent tables and chairs. But aside from that, we do not have a huge expense. It's mostly manpower and a lot of work. And our committee is made up of about 15 individuals. There's probably 6 or 7 of them that do the bulk of the work. And they work really, really hard to make this happen. Like I said, we take that money and we use it for a lot of our stuff. We also we have a food booth at the Sumner County Fair every year, and that raises some money for us. But that is our big main fundraiser that we put the bulk of our efforts in. So, Chuck, anything to add to that?
You covered it
Brad,
well.
anything to add? I'm sure I'm missing stuff. I'm probably not even the best person. I'm definitely not the best person from my club to be talking about this. There's others that are way more involved. But anyway. All right, I think that's about all I have. Sorry, I don't have any bells and whistles for you or anything. My only excuse is I've got a couple of little kids and they can sing more of my time. And, anything else? So, all right.
I'm curious, have you ever tried to sell through the internet, Craigslist or other things besides the one or
We have not, we have talked about that. And we've talked about a few other things that we're considering adding for next year, is actually doing some sort of large giveaway, like a car, or we've talked about doing a golf ball drop or something like that in conjunction with the auction where we can sell internet tickets. But that has not, it's been talked about but has not come to fruition yet. So I'm gonna be sure and let next year's president know that that is a great thing for him to tackle. And as the immediate past president, I will watch it all go down. All right, yeah.
Kathryn,
Thank you.
thank you very, very much. Even though this session is fundraising for large clubs, when she started talking about cash drop, cash bar, it made me think that this past year, Smyrna, on a last minute, I mean, this was not even planned. They planned a New Year's Eve party, get together, and had a cash bar for the sole purpose of Sam Davis Historical Home in Smyrna needed renovations, some major renovations. And just kind of a last minute thing, they put together this New Year's Eve party for their club, and I guess anybody else. I'm really not sure, not that knowledgeable on what they did, but they raised over $5,000. 8 presented the check for $5,000 to restore the Sam Davis Historical Home. Just made me think of that when Kathryn mentioned that. So, you know, we as Rotarians, we are well aware that every Rotary club makes no difference. The bloodline of every club is the relationship that we have with our communities through service projects, through scholarships, through humanitarian aid, many, many different things. And we, as our Rotary clubs, cannot do that without our fundraising. And so that's the purpose of having this. So if you have questions, we'll save them towards the end.